Hey guys, what's up? So I'm just hanging out. It is Tuesday, the 6th. It's the 6th of September. I just thought I would do my makeup and hang out with y'all for a minute. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So what is up, YouTube? I am just gonna throw on a little bit of makeup. I'm just really have nothing to do. I don't have any classes today, so I just have to work, and I'm on call for my other job. So as of now, I'm laid in bed all day, but it's also only 10:26 a.m. and I've been up since 8. I woke up, I read my devotion, prayed, and then just have been listening to music and trying to get some work stuff organized. So I decided to come hang out with y'all today. As you can tell, things are hung up in my apartment now. So yes, a room tour is coming soon. I'm waiting on one more thing to arrive. That should be here the 8th, and then I will film my room tour, and I'm super stoked about that. But so nothing new has really been happening in my life. This isn't really much of like a makeup video. This is just more of like a hang out with me while I get ready, a chit chat, get ready with me. But yeah, nothing new has been happening in my life. Honestly, I have been going through a lot, kind of. So like spiritually and emotionally, my soul has been drained because I've been dealing with so much. And on top of that, I have like a love interest in my life, which is like the worst time for this to come about, because I just feel like I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with that and just like everything that's going on in my life. So I've been super stressed out, honestly, and it's just been kind of hard the last month or so. I actually feel like I'm kind of getting emotional, so I'm probably gonna change the topic. But it's just been hard, and you know, we all go through trials and tribulations, and each of those trials and tribulations, they help shape us into what we're gonna be in life. And through everything that's ever happened in my life, I try to take it with a grain of salt, and I try to just keep it moving, keep it pushing, because that's who I am. And I feel like a lot of times I've had no other choice but to be the strong one. And so every once in a while, the strong one just needs some time to just break down. Like, I think a lot of my stress is coming from home. I'm not there, so I don't get the full effect of everything that's going on. But you know, like, my mom is really ill. My family's been dealing with that and all the changes that has brought onto our family. We've moved, downsized. We don't have our land anymore. We've had to just really, more them than me because they live there, you know, full time, but just really had to adapt in our lives and change things. So it's been hard. And then, you know, my not knowing how long like my mom's gonna be in my life has been super hard, and I just always thought that I was the strong one. So I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety and like depression things lately. On top of that, my grandma, she's had a procedure done. You know, she wasn't as, what's the word, basically she had a procedure done to help her, but she's having trouble with her hip. And it's just, I feel like if it's not one thing, it's another thing. But one thing I can say is like, my grandma, we don't talk every day, but we talk at least, you know, I'd like to say at least once a week, I feel like. And every time I talk to her, I just get like a little sense of just like proudness, because she just always reminds me that she's so proud of me with how good I'm doing in school and like all that I've accomplished. And she's just, you know, always just telling me, keep up with your studies, just focus, and just how proud of me she is. And it's like those little things like mean so much. But it is super hard for me because I'm not home to like be with my sisters and like when they honestly probably need me the most. So it's been really, really, really hard on me emotionally and physically. I've been having a lot of like anxiety attacks. I've been having trouble sleeping. A lot of, especially recently, like I've been a lot of nights where you just, you know, that you cry yourself to sleep type of night. And like, it's been hard because like I said, I'm the one who helps everyone. I'm the one who people come to with their problems. So when I have problems, I don't know how to deal with them, honestly, because I've always just been like, buck it up, Kiana, like, let's go. Like, you have this to do, you have this to achieve, you have this person waiting on you for this, you have this, you have that. So I feel like I've never really learned how to cope when I'm dealing with things that are more stressful than the average situation. So it's been hard. But yeah, I had my first anxiety attack that was really bad like a week ago. Like, it was bad. Well, first, well, okay, technically it was my second. My first one, I was at work. I was in the locker room, and I was just like, no, they were warming up, doing some drills and stuff like that. I walked out of the room because all of a sudden I just started thinking about everything going wrong in my life, and I couldn't breathe. So I walked out of the gym, I walked to the locker room to try to get my breath, and like, I couldn't breathe. And then I started thinking about the fact that my best friend's moving to Spain within a matter of months. And so it was like one thing after another after another. Then I started thinking about my mom, my grandma, my sisters. I just start like dry heaving, like couldn't breathe, couldn't catch my breath. It was one of the scariest moments of my life because I didn't know what was happening, really. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't catch my breath. I tried to get a drink, and I literally just started bawling. Like, I've never felt so defeated in my life until that moment. And I'm just crying, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, holy shit, like, I'm such a weak-minded person, you know? Because it's just like, you know, I have these troubles that I go through, these things that I deal with. And the hard part, I think, for me is sometimes, like, to think about the fact that there's other people out there who have worse problems than me and have their lives are so much harder than mine. Like, I'm so privileged to be able to say, like, I'm a college student. I'm on my second year at this university. I love my friends, I love my family, and yet I feel so helpless in the same aspect. And it's been so hard. I ended up having to call my friend to come get me from work because I literally couldn't function. Like, I didn't even, like, the most unprofessional day of my life, like, I didn't even tell my boss I was leaving. I couldn't, like, I just left. Like, I couldn't tell coach I was leaving. Like, I just literally was about 5 seconds away from probably passing out in front of the world. That's how I felt. So it was just really hard. And this, like, the second time, I had just talked to my friend back, my friend from my JUCO, and I was telling her, you know, like, I was like, dude, I'm like not okay right now, you know? I was like, I'm stressed out, like, anxiety through the roof, like, depressed, like, going through it. And so I talked to her for a while, and she kind of, you know, tried to enlighten me. She's like, you know, we all need help at some point in our lives, and don't hate yourself for needing help. Don't hate yourself for thinking, like, don't think you're weak, because you need something right now, because you need someone to pray for you. She's like, ask for someone to pray for you. She's like, you know, I pray for you every day. Like, she's like, all your friends, you know, they probably don't realize that sometimes you need them as much as they need you 24/7. Sometimes I need my friends. And so, you know, that really helps me. But I was, same thing, couldn't breathe, my chest was tight. I was like on the verge of passing out, bawling. I'm calling my mom because I'm scared. I'm like at this point I was like, Mom, I can't deal. Like, I want to just be home. Like, I want to be there, and I want to be with the girls. I want to be, like, near my family, like, closer. Like, I'm only 2 hours away, but it feels so far when there's bad things happening in your family. It feels so far. And so I'm just like, you know, talking to her, and she calmed me down and as much as she could over the phone. And then she was like, I'd like it better if, one of your friends came by to check on you. And So it happened to be that my friend Lauren, my roommate, she was here, I guess. I didn't know she was home. And she came in and she heard me, like, she pretty much rubbed my back and just, like, was just like, it'll be okay, like, until I was okay again, until I could breathe without gasping for air, until I was no longer dry heaving, crying, couldn't breathe, you know, like. And I tried to talk about this with my really good friend, like, to tell her what I've been dealing with, what I've been going through, and it was the most uncomfortable conversation because she's never been through anything big to hurt her emotionally and spiritually. Love this girl to death, but she's been very privileged in her life. She's never really had to go through anything to make her feel the way I felt before, make her feel how I'm feeling now, you know? And so it was like trying to talk to her was like trying to talk to a brick wall, and that really hurt my feelings because I've been there for her through a lot, you know? And she's very like, I don't think depression is a thing. Like, I think people just need to learn to deal with their shit and blah, blah, blah. Well, when your biggest problem you've ever gone through is that your dog died or, like, your boyfriend broke up with you, like, then yeah, I can get why you feel that way. But for people who've had to deal with shit and be, like, actually deal with real life shit in life, like me and, like, some of my friends, like, I had to take it with a grain of salt, the fact that she couldn't understand. And I feel like there's such this negative stigma on mental health that people aren't educated in how to deal with things. People don't know how to deal with people who are going through things like that, when people need a friend and people need someone to be there for them. So my biggest supporter lately has been my roommates, Lauren and Taylor. Like, they've just really been there for me in ways I can't even explain to y'all. Like, it's been remarkable, honestly. But yeah, this is not supposed to be a pity party for Kiana. So, but yeah, that's just kind of what I've been going through lately, y'all. So I've been going through it, to say the least. Like, just hearing my grandma's voice yesterday, just literally, or Sunday, I guess it was, just, like, afterwards, I literally just cried afterwards, just because I know just because I'm dealing with so much, but, like, my anxiety is so high. And, like, I have ADD, I've had ADHD my whole life, and probably since I could talk, they probably diagnosed me, like, the day I started talking. But like, my medicine, it's not going together with my brain right now. It's not working with each other because my body's in such high stress and such high anxiety and such high depression, like, at times that my ADD medicine is just like, it's like it's doing this. It's like every problem I have is heightened because this gets me so focused and this gets me so there and on it all. So that's been an issue I've been dealing with, and it's been hard. Like, I kind of medically diagnosed myself in a way. Like, I was just like, my friend was like, she's been going through the same thing, we're on the same med for our ADD, and she was just like, dude, like, you gotta lay off the Vyvanse. Like, you have to lay off of it because it's not helping you right now. Like, and my doctor, my primary care doctor, is back home, so I can't just be like, hey, can I just lay off of it for, like, a week? You know, I can't do that because that'll mess my body. And then if I got drug tested, there would be no trace of that in my system, and it'd just be a big mess. So I've just been, like, taking it a day and not taking it the next day, taking it a day, not taking it the next day, just to give myself a break for my brain to function and for myself to breathe, because what I want more than anything is to be successful. I want to be successful for my family and for myself and get through this college thing. Like, I love it, but it's so crazy right now at the same time. So it's just a lot of trials and tribulations. And so I just wanted to come to y'all, just, like, be real with y'all. Like, life isn't all daisies and roses. It really isn't. And, you know, a lot of people on social media, they put up that front, like, their lives are just perfect and they don't deal with shit every day like you and I, and that's not the truth. Everyone has to deal with things. Everyone goes through trials and everyone goes through tribulations, and to sit here and put on a facade that you don't, like, how can people follow you? How can you be what people are reaching out for? how can you be that beacon of hope for someone if you're not giving them 100 of you, you know? So I just want to be real with y'all. Like, if y'all are going through anything, feel free to reach out to me. I've probably gone through it. I've probably put myself through it or put myself in that situation of something. So if you ever just don't know, just be like, yo, message me. Like, y'all have my email. Y'all know it's on my thing. It's on my website. Like, you know, keeps, I'm going through it. I understand. Like, I understand. And for those of you who feel like you don't have someone to talk to, like, there's people out there for you. There's people out there for you to speak to. There's different hotlines, tip lines. Like, I will literally post it all. Like, suicide helpline, I will post it all because at some point in my life, I've needed or been in that position that you're in right now. And if I haven't, like, I can feel for you because I know I've had people in my life who have been in positions like you have been in. So I just don't want anyone to feel alone because I know what that feels like. Like, to feel alone when you're going through so much is hands down probably, are these brows even? I cannot tell. It's hands down probably one of the worst feelings you can feel as a human being. And like I said, with the negative stigma towards people with mental health disorders or mental health anything, like, it's so negative. And why is someone deemed weak-minded? Because they're fed up, because they can't deal right now. How is that someone being weak? You know? And that's sometimes something that I want to, like, say to my friend, but I know she'll never understand until she goes through it. But, like, I texted her the other day. I was just like, dude, like, I need you. Like, not okay right now. I just need someone to talk to. And I was going to put on mascara, but honestly, for as much as I've already cried in this video, I probably shouldn't. But I've been really loving this L'Oreal Luminous Carbon Black mascara. I just picked this up at Wally World. It's seriously amazing. Super black, which is, like, what I go for. And it's just really nice and youthful and lifeful. But, basically, I forgot what I was saying, honestly, for a second. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been dealing with, and that's kind of just why I've been so MIA on, like, social media platforms, just because I'm just like, my heart hasn't been in it, because literally I can't put my heart in it. Like, I can't force myself to want to be around people and want to do this and want to film and want to do that. Like, I can't force myself to do that. So I haven't been. But on a lighter note, I do have a love interest in my life. I don't know if any of y'all knew this, but I classify as a pansexual. I'm not a straight woman. I don't know if that matters to you or if you care. And it's so funny when my sexuality is brought up because everyone's always like, I didn't know, how could I not know you were gay? And I was like, I've literally been this way. Like, I remember the first girl crush I ever had. I was probably in 6th grade, like, hands down, like, that's how long ago. And I'm 22 now, so I was young. I remember liking this girl, like, and I liked her. Like, back then it was like, I like you, you know? But at the same time, like, how was I supposed to know what I was feeling was okay and what not, and what this and what not? And I had a friend tell me the other day, they're like, why have you been in the closet so long? And I was like, I've never considered myself to be in the closet, ever. It was just like, if you ever asked me if I was straight, I would tell you how I felt. And growing up, I didn't have a way to classify it. I was just like when I was asked, I was just like, yeah, like, I like guys, but I also like I've liked a girl. Did that person just honk at me? And I'm just like, they never understood it. Now that I'm grown up, I understand. Like, I just don't have a preference when it comes to people. Like, if I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. And if I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you for more than your physical, because y'all, beauty ain't shit. It really isn't. Like, as easily as I can do myself up and go from a 0 to a 10, my inside, like, that's what's important to me. Like, the person that I like, this girl that I like, she's seriously so dope. Like, you have no clue. And right now, it's just kind of like we're dealing with things. We both have a lot going on in our day-to-day. And honestly, like, I can't ask of her and she can't ask of me to give her 100% because I don't have 100% to give her right now. She knows that. I know that. And so it's not anything, but like, at the same time, like, when you feel such a strong emotional, like, spiritual bond with someone, that shit is on a whole nother level of, like, connection. And how I feel about her is, like, I'm connected to her. Like, and this is what also scares me, is because I'm so, like, we're so already this, and we're not even, like, together, you know? But, like, she just got out of a situation, and I just dealt with the situation, and I feel like we both need just time, but I'm also just afraid, because I don't want us to take that time to just, like, pull us further apart, you know? And so, it always seems like the right person, wrong time, doesn't it? Like, how do y'all feel about relationships? Like, if you just got out of a relationship with someone, but you meet someone, like, you don't plan this shit, it just happens. You meet someone and, like, they're it, like, they are what you want, you know? But you've been out of a relationship for what, like, a month or something, you know? Like, what do you do? Like, do you just let time, like, my friend last night, I called her and I was just like, this is my bestie, y'all, like, Sarah, my best friend, literally. And I was just like, dude, there's, like, no clue right now, like, this girl is legit, like, it's legit, you know? And I was like, how she makes me feel is unreal, like, I haven't felt this way since, and then I said someone else's name, but I don't want to put all that on social media. But, basically, she was just like, you know, take it day by day, which is what we'd already decided to do. She was like, if it's meant to be, it will work no matter what. And then she told me, what is one thing you always tell me whenever I meet someone new and it doesn't work out, or whatever the case? And I'm always like, I always thought, like, it's either a lesson or a blessing. And I've had plenty of lessons, and I've had a blessing, and this, I feel like it could be a blessing, but that's how you know your country, lesson or a blessing. But anyways, like, it's just like life does the weirdest shit, guys, and God will place someone in your life when you don't even expect it to be a thing, when you don't even know it's coming. Like, God already knew, God already had this plan for me. Like, God had it planned for her to come into my life, to be what she is in my life, for us to have this relationship already. Like, it was all planned. And so sometimes I just have to tell myself, I'm like, Keeks, shut up, like, stop stressing things you can't control. And that was something my softball coach always told us. She was like, you know, there's only so much we can control on the field. And so our motto was to control the controllable. I can't control if the refs, you know, call something that we don't agree with. I can't control if, you know, certain things happen on the field. I can't control them. But I can control how I react to those things. I can control the type of attitude I put out for my other teammates to latch onto, to build that team aspect. I can control that much, you know? So, see, like, sometimes it's just one of those things which it's as simple as, like, taking your own advice. Like, that's something I have to do, because I give a lot of advice, and people come to me all the time with questions, and I love advice, and this and this and that, and I give a lot of advice, but I don't always take a lot of advice. I don't take a lot of my advice because I don't think about it like that. I'm like, I'm saying what's going to help you. I'm helping you in this aspect, but sometimes it's like, damn, I need help, and I should just listen to what I'm telling other people, because I'm spitting straight, like, common sense, like, knowledge, you know? So, this girl and she asked me what I wanted in life. I didn't even have to think about it. Like, what do you want in life, Kiana? I can tell you. I can wake up in the middle of the night and tell you what I want in life. And it very rarely changes. Like, what I say to you will very rarely change, you know? And so I'm like, well, you know, I want to be happy. That's what I want. And she said, you don't want to be rich? And I was like, no, because I feel like at this point in my life, I'm 22, I've had a job where I had money constantly. I was well over good and set in my life. But that wasn't my long-term goal. So I quit that job and came to college. I've had times where I've had no money. And regardless of my situation, I've had great friends and great family. So I feel like I've been rich. I've been enriched. I've had what I needed. And so I was like, no, like money's the root of all evil. You need it for damn near everything in life. You need it to survive. You need it to live. You need it to provide for your family. But I know as well that money isn't going to make me happy. What's going to make me happy is to know that I'm good. I'm good in a place in my life. I'm happy. I'm set. I can, you know, take care of the people I care about. I can get my, you know, I can be in a career and get my my future husband or wife what they need in life. I can help them get through med school. I can help them do this. I can help them do that. You know, like helping those who have helped me is what I want to do. That makes me happy. Helping my family, like being able to be like, here, Dad, thank you for all the times when I couldn't take care of myself. Thank you for all the times when I've had to come to you because I couldn't quite deal. I couldn't quite make it. To my grandma, to my aunts, like to be able to repay them tenfold what they've given me in life. That's what's gonna make me happy. And I may not have the dreams like everyone else in the world does. I dream so big. I know that. But I still feel happy with what I want in life at the end of the day. You know, I don't need a BMW sitting in my garage. I need a car that's going to get me from A to B. So that's something I think y'all should think about sometimes. Like, what's going to make you, like, what do you want? Like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And what do you want? Like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And I love when I hear people say, like, when I'm 25, I want to have my first child. I want to be married. I want to this, I want that. Y'all have me messed up because when I'm 25, you know what's so crazy? I could sit here and say all this and get married next year. I'm 23 years old. I don't see that happening. I don't want that to happen. But who am I to say, like, the craziest shit happens. One thing I remember when I was going through a really bad, not a bad breakup, but when I was going through a breakup 2 years ago was, one thing, excuse me, I'm pretty sure my mom told me this. She said, give it a year. And I was like, give it a year, Mom, a year. A year's a long time. Like, give it a year, what? Like, she said, give it a year and think back on this moment. So for the longest time, I was going through the motions. I was trying to be happy. I was trying to this, I was trying to that, and I was trying to please so many people around me because I couldn't please myself. And now here we are 2 years later, after that breakup that I couldn't get out of bed from, that I couldn't eat from, and I'm good. Like, I gave it a year. I gave it 2 years. I did it. And I know in a year, like, had I made this video a year ago, I would have said the same thing. And now me and my ex are literally, like, great friends. Which is great. And you know what? Like, our relationship was so much fun. And there are times where, like, I'll think about it and I'll just laugh. But, like, having him as my friend is such a good thing as well because he's there. He knows me better than I know myself. And that's, like, a sickening feeling. Because, like, sometimes I'll say something or do something, or, like, he'll say what I'm about to do or say. And he's just like, I knew you were going to do that. Like, I knew you were going to say that. I'm like, did you now? And he's like, Kiana, I've known you. Like, I know you better than you know you. And it's so funny because that's how I feel about him. I'm like, I know you better than you know you. And to have that relationship with an ex, I feel like is remarkable. Like, all my friends, literally, they don't even speak to their ex-boyfriends. And that makes me kind of sad because I'm like, you know, they say the closest thing to love is hate. And it's the truth. Because as quickly as I went from being hell over heels in love with this man, within the amount of time we broke up, and a week later, I hated him in the same aspect. And it's so wild to think that, like, it's so true, the closest thing to love is hate. what's the closest feeling to that intense feelings, to feelings that intense, that's the closest you can get to each other. And that's just wild. But I hate when people break up and they're just like, you know, F this person, F them, like, you know, dick game wasn't popping anyways, or some stupid shit. Like, people say it, y'all know. Don't try to act like you don't know. People say it. By the way, another oldie but a goodie, liquid, a Dream Matte Mousse. I went and repicked this up, Maybelline? Yeah. And I forgot that I loved this a lot. Because I was in the market for a new foundation, didn't want to spend the money to get Becca, didn't want to get Mary Kay because I hate how it dries, and was over the one I was using, kind of. So it's always nice when you remember something so great and then you pick it up and you're just like, yes, like, thank you for slaying my life. So yeah, this is what we're at so far, guys, makeup wise. This brow's a little janky, but you know what, if you got one good brow, your day will still be good. That's how I feel about it. Look at these under eye circles. Like, y'all saw me put that concealer on. You see this shit? Like, when I said I haven't been sleeping, I mean that. I have not been able to sleep. And I just been praying. I pray as I pray myself to and cry myself to sleep probably 99% of the time. But you know, life is still good. I still have a roof over my head. I still get to go to college, which is something that so many people don't get to do. I still have family that love me and are trying to help me get through this rough patch in my life, and that's such a good feeling. So, still blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. Y'all ever be like applying your foundation and you just keep bouncing that damn beauty blender on your skin because you're just like, this is such a good feeling. That's how I feel right now. Let me tell y'all one thing that annoys me, by the way. When people don't do their work, but they want to be the first person to text you and be like, hey, what did you get on this? Can you give me all the answers because it saves our canvas? And I'm like, no, I will not give you all my answers because I had to work damn hard to get this, you know, 9 out of 10 questions right. I worked damn hard. I studied damn hard. And I feel like so many people piss me off because they come to me and they're like, oh, can you help me with this? Like, can we do this together? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I would be so down for doing group work if it was just that, if it was group work. But y'all know, you've all been through high school, do those stupid group projects where one person it all gets, like, you know, thrown onto the one person. Gonna set my face. And it's just a stressful nightmare for that one person who has to do it all. So I'm just like, no, like, I'm honestly, my one thing I'm trying to work on is being a little bit more selfish, because I'm so quick to just jump the gun to do shit for people, and I'm just like, why? Like, when this brings it back to this what we were talking about earlier, you know, and like dealing with different medical things and people who are mentally ill or just dealing with a lot, you know, depressed, anxiety and stuff like that. But like, the same friend that wants me to give them all my answers to my test couldn't respond to my text when I said, dude, I need you. Like, I need you. For that to come from me saying I need someone else, you should just know something's wrong. And so that's why my goal is to be more selfish with me, because you know what, I'm a damn diamond. And if my friends can only hit me up when they need something, when they need a ride, or they forget something at their apartment and they need me to go get it for them, or whatever, or when they have homework, you aren't my friend. So that's how I feel about it, and that's how I'm taking it lately. And I've had to just not respond to people. Like, my phone is dry as hell, and you want to know why? It's because I'm starting to treat them how they treat me. They only come to me when, okay, to an extent, they only come to me when they need something. I just don't respond when they text. Hey guys, so I'm done getting ready. This is what I came up with. And my outfit. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me while I got ready. Sorry I got a little emotional, but I mean, I like to keep it real. And I will see y'all in the next video.